If you're watching this video right now, let me tell you, you're about to witness the shocking details surrounding Yu Menglong's final moments and the disturbing truth that was captured in a clip before his cremation. For weeks, people whispered about strange occurrences, hidden bruises, and a mystery no one dared to speak about openly. But today, we're diving deep into the terrifying clip that shook everyone who saw it, exposing the horrifying secret no one expected. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will see Yu Menglong's story in a completely different light, and I promise what you're about to discover will leave you speechless. Now, let's get straight into it. The news of Yu Menglong's passing had already left millions in shock. Fans across the globe lit candles, cried uncontrollably, and flooded social media with messages of love, confusion, and heartbreak. But behind those carefully staged memorials, something darker was unfolding. Hours before his cremation, a chilling clip began circulating, one that officials desperately tried to suppress. It wasn't a staged tribute. It wasn't a fan edit. No, this was raw, unfiltered footage of Yu Menglong's body, and what it revealed was nothing short of horrifying. The clip showed him lying still, his once radiant face drained of life. But what drew the most attention weren't his features, it was the unmistakable marks, bruises, and cuts that were scattered across his body. Fans who had seen the video described it as impossible to erase from memory. Some said his eyes, though closed, seemed unsettled, as if even in death he carried a silent scream. Others swore they noticed his hands clenched unnaturally tight, like he had resisted something in his final moments. This wasn't the peaceful image fans had been told to believe. This wasn't the graceful farewell painted by official statements. No, this was the kind of haunting reality that suggested something far more sinister had happened behind the scenes. The shocking clip leaked in fragments at first, grainy screenshots on anonymous forums, then low-resolution snippets shared through encrypted chat groups. But within hours, it exploded across fan communities, and suddenly the world was asking, what really happened to Yu Menglong before his body reached the cremation chamber? One of the most disturbing details in the clip was the strange discoloration along his neck and wrists. Experts who managed to analyze the video frame by frame pointed out that these didn't look like simple post-mortem changes. Instead, they resembled signs of pressure, the kind that hinted at restraint. How could a healthy, vibrant actor suddenly pass away under natural circumstances, yet show markings that made it look like he had been struggling? And this is where the story takes a spine-chilling turn. Several witnesses, including hospital staff who were present before his body was moved, later revealed anonymously that his family wasn't allowed to spend much time with him. His body was rushed through a series of preparations that seemed unusually secretive. Guards stood around the room. Officials whispered in corners. And when the coffin was sealed, it was done faster than anyone expected, leaving many with unanswered questions. Fans didn't stop digging. They replayed the leaked clip over and over, dissecting every frame. One particularly eerie discovery came when someone enhanced the audio from the video. To the shock of everyone, there seemed to be faint background noise, muffled voices, hurried steps, and what some swore was the sound of someone crying. Could it have been recorded during the final moments of handling his body? And if so, why was no official footage or explanation released? The horrifying secret many began to suspect was that Yu Menglong's death wasn't as simple as it was being portrayed. Rumors quickly spread that he had been under immense pressure, both from personal struggles and from powerful figures in the entertainment industry. The clip, with its undeniable evidence of physical marks, became the fuel that reignited conversations about whether his passing had been forced, whether Yu Menglong was silenced before he could expose something even bigger. What makes this story even more unsettling is how quickly the clip was censored. Within just a day of its circulation, major platforms wiped it off completely. Accounts that had shared it were suspended, some permanently banned. Statements were issued urging fans not to spread misinformation. But the damage was already done. Once people had seen it, they couldn't unsee it. The question hung heavy in the air: if there was nothing to hide, why go to such extremes to erase it? And then came the testimonies, scattered but powerful. A fan who claimed to have worked in the funeral home described an atmosphere of fear. She said that everyone was instructed to avoid looking directly at his body and to follow strict rules. When she asked why, she was told only, Don't ask questions. Just do your job. Her words echoed online, amplifying the sense that something unspeakable had taken place. To make matters more spine-chilling, another anonymous voice emerged this time, allegedly from a close friend of Yu Menglong. In a trembling confession, he claimed that you had sent him a voice note weeks before his death, saying he felt trapped, constantly watched, and unable to escape certain agreements that haunted him. The friend never released the audio, fearing retaliation, but his statement added another terrifying layer to the already explosive revelations. So what was the horrifying secret finally exposed by this clip? Many believe it was undeniable proof that Yu Menglong had not left this world peacefully. The visible injuries, the rushed cremation, the silenced witnesses, all of it painted a picture of a man who had fought in his final moments, only to be covered up by forces more powerful than anyone could imagine. The haunting part of this story is not just the clip itself, but the ripple effect it had on fans. Some reported sleepless nights, haunted by the image of their idol lying in that cold room. Others organized online vigils, demanding answers that never came. To this day, people debate whether the clip was a desperate cry for truth or a warning for others who might try to uncover too much. What makes this story so unforgettable is how it forces us to confront the fragility of fame. Yu Menglong was a beloved figure, adored by millions, yet in the end, even he seemed powerless against the shadows that consumed him. That chilling video stands as both evidence and enigma, proof of something dark, yet shrouded enough to leave endless questions. And maybe that's why people can't let it go. Because somewhere deep down, fans feel that if they stop asking, stop remembering, then the truth will vanish with him. The clip may have been wiped from the internet, but its memory lives on, and with it, the terrifying secret that Yu Menglong may have left behind. Before we end, I want to ask you, after hearing everything, do you believe the clip was real evidence of foul play? Or do you think it was simply a tragic coincidence exaggerated by grief? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'm eager to hear what you think. The moment that clip appeared online, even for a few fleeting hours, it shook the world of Yu Menglong's fans to its very core. This wasn't just another rumor. This wasn't tabloid speculation. This was raw footage, undeniable, unedited, and horrifyingly real. People who managed to see it before it was wiped described a scene that sent chills racing down their spines. The camera angle was shaky, almost as if the person filming was nervous, rushing, or even afraid of being caught. At first, all you saw was a dimly lit room with cold white walls and shadows stretching across the corners. Then, slowly, the lens turned toward the steel table in the middle. There he was. Yu Menglong, lifeless, pale, and far from the glamorous figure the world had adored on screens. His face was serene at first glance, but the longer you looked, the harder it became to ignore the unsettling details. A faint purplish bruise around his jawline. A slight discoloration along his neck, almost like pressure had been applied. His wrists bore faint red marks, too straight, too defined, too deliberate to be random. Viewers said the image didn't just break their hearts, it froze them in fear. Because it didn't look like the peaceful departure of a beloved star. It looked like a silent testimony, as though his body itself was screaming out a story that no one was brave enough to tell. But the most disturbing moment came halfway through the clip. The camera zoomed in closer to his face, and in the reflection of his half-open lips and clenched teeth, fans swore they saw something unnatural. Some described it as a shadow. Others claimed it looked like his expression wasn't just stillness, but resistance, caught in the final seconds of struggle. His hands were stiff, his fingers curved tightly inward, the kind of tension that doesn't simply happen after death. This is where the internet exploded. Fans began to analyze every pixel, every angle, desperate to understand what they were really seeing. Was it evidence of mistreatment before his passing? Was it a warning sign that he hadn't gone naturally? Or was it just the cruel trick of the human body in its final state? What made it even creepier was the audio. Though faint, you could hear muffled background noise, doors creaking, footsteps echoing, hurried whispers. One fan enhanced the clip and claimed she could hear someone saying, "Hurry, no one should see this." Another swore she heard a woman's sob, cut off too quickly, as though someone had silenced her. These details spread like wildfire. Forums erupted. Social media hashtags trended globally. Fans weren't just mourning anymore, they were demanding answers. And yet, within hours, everything vanished. The clip was erased, the accounts sharing it were suspended, and search results began redirecting to generic memorial articles. The official narrative? That the video was fake. But the fans who had seen it with their own eyes? They knew better. And here's the part that makes this story even more unforgettable. Several witnesses, including someone who allegedly worked at the crematorium, stepped forward anonymously. They claimed that officials rushed the process unnaturally fast. The body was barely given time for proper family goodbyes. The coffin was sealed prematurely, and anyone who asked questions was immediately silenced or escorted away. One worker chillingly admitted, it was like they wanted him gone before anyone else could take a closer look. Now imagine this, the body of one of China's brightest stars, hidden away, rushed into flames before truth could ever surface. Fans were left to wonder, was the clip itself the last desperate evidence of what truly happened to Yu Menglong? Theories swirled endlessly. Some believed he had been under intense pressure from powerful figures in the industry, people he couldn't escape. Others whispered that he had tried to fight back against hidden contracts, against forces that controlled his every move. And the clip, with its bruises and its silent screams, was the tragic proof of that battle. One thing is certain, fans weren't just seeing a body. They were seeing a symbol. A symbol of how even the brightest lights can be dimmed in the darkest ways imaginable. The emotional weight of that clip was unbearable for many. Some fans shared stories of sleepless nights, haunted by the image of their idol lying in that cold room. Others refused to eat, refused to smile, saying they felt betrayed by the silence of those who should have protected him. Vigils were held online, with fans replaying the descriptions of the clip over and over, ensuring that even if the footage was gone, the memory of it would never be erased. Even now, months later, people whisper about it. Some say they've saved copies, hidden deep in private drives, too afraid to share but too unwilling to delete. Others believe the original video was recorded by someone close, someone who wanted the truth to be known, even if only briefly. And that raises the most spine-chilling question of all, who filmed it, and why? Could it have been a brave insider, risking everything to reveal the truth? Or was it a mistake, a leak that was never supposed to see daylight? The mystery only makes the story more terrifying, because every possibility leads to the same conclusion. Yu Menglong's final moments were not as simple as we were told. And maybe that's the real horrifying secret. Not just the bruises. Not just the rushed cremation. But the silence. The way an entire world was told to look the other way, to move on, to forget. Yet, no matter how hard they try, those who saw that clip will never forget. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe that clip was real evidence of foul play, proof that Yu Menglong didn't leave us peacefully? Or do you think it was nothing more than grief twisting our perception of a tragic moment? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'll be reading them closely because this story deserves discussion. And don't forget, like this video if you want the truth to spread, share it with others who still have questions, and subscribe to my channel for more revelations like this. Because together, we're not just fans, we're the voice keeping Yu Menglong's story alive.